Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about something very important, how to make your mind think in English. Many people study English for years, but they still think in their native language. This habit makes speaking English more difficult because their brain is not trained to process words directly in English. Instead, they translate everything before speaking, which slows them down and causes mistakes. To achieve fluency, you need to change the way your mind works. In this series, I will show you practical techniques to train your brain to think directly in English. If you follow these steps and practice consistently, you will see a big improvement in your ability to speak naturally and confidently. Chapter 1. Why thinking in English is important. When you start thinking in English, you will be able to speak faster and more naturally. Many learners struggle with fluency because they try to translate every sentence in their head before speaking. This process takes time and often leads to awkward pauses or incorrect sentences. Native speakers do not translate. They think directly in their language, which allows them to speak effortlessly. If you want to reach this level, you must train your brain to process information in English without depending on translation. This will not only help you improve your fluency, but also make conversations smoother and more enjoyable. Another advantage of thinking in English is that it helps you build confidence. Many learners feel nervous when speaking because they're unsure about their words or grammar. This hesitation creates anxiety and makes them afraid of making mistakes. However, when you train your mind to think in English, you develop a natural flow of speech. You won't need to stop and translate before responding, which will make you more fluent and self-assured. Confidence is key to effective communication, and thinking in English is a great way to achieve it. Additionally, training your brain to think in English will improve your listening skills. If you always translate what you hear into your native language, your brain works slower and you may struggle to keep up with conversations. However, if you can understand English directly, you will process information much faster. This ability will help you follow conversations, watch movies without subtitles, and understand native speakers more easily. The more you practice, the more natural it will become. Another important benefit is that it helps you internalize grammar and sentence structures. When you think in English, your brain gets used to the natural way sentences are formed. You don't need to memorize complicated grammar rules, because your mind will absorb the patterns through exposure. Over time, your sentences will sound more natural, and you will make fewer grammatical mistakes. This method is much more effective than simply studying rules without using them in real life. Finally, thinking in English allows you to fully immerse yourself in the language. You will start to dream in English, think about your daily activities in English, and even express your emotions in English. The more you surround yourself with the language, the more comfortable and fluent you will become. This is why thinking in English is not just a skill. It is a necessary step toward achieving fluency. Chapter 2. Start with simple words. The first step to training your brain to think in English is to start using simple words in your thoughts. Many learners try to think in English, but get frustrated because they don't know advanced vocabulary. However, you don't need complicated words to start. Focus on basic words and short sentences. For example, when you see an apple, say apple in your mind instead of your native word. When you look at a chair, think, this is a chair. It is brown. It is big. The goal is to build a habit of using English words in your daily life. To make this process easier, try describing things around you in English. If you are in your room, look at different objects and name them. Think about their color, shape, and function. For example, instead of thinking, este es mi escritorio, say, this is my desk. It is made of wood. I use it to study. If you don't know a word, look it up in a dictionary and try to remember it. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. Another useful technique is labeling objects in your home. Write English words on small pieces of paper and stick them to furniture, appliances, and everyday items. This method helps your brain associate objects with English words automatically. Every time you see the word mirror on your mirror, your brain reinforces the connection. Eventually, you will stop translating and start thinking in English naturally. It is also important to practice forming simple sentences in your head. Throughout the day, try to describe what you're doing in English. For example, when you wake up, think, I'm getting out of bed. I feel tired. I need to brush my teeth. When you cook, think, I am making breakfast. I am frying eggs. They smell delicious. By making this a habit, your brain will become more comfortable processing thoughts in English. The key is consistency. At first, it may feel unnatural, but with practice, it will become automatic. Start small, be patient, and gradually increase the complexity of your thoughts. Over time, you will notice that thinking in English becomes effortless, and you will feel more confident in your ability to speak fluently. Chapter 3. Immerse yourself in English every day. To make your mind think in English, you need to surround yourself with the language as much as possible. The more exposure you have to English, the easier it will be for your brain to process it naturally. One of the best ways to do this is by listening to English daily. You can listen to podcasts, watch movies, or play English music. Even if you don't understand everything, your brain is still absorbing the sounds, rhythms, and patterns of the language. Over time, this exposure will help you think more easily in English. Reading in English is another great way to train your mind. Start with simple texts such as children's books, articles, or social media posts. Try to read without translating every word. Instead, focus on understanding the general meaning. This method helps your brain associate words with their meanings naturally, without relying on translation. As you improve, challenge yourself with more complex books and articles. Reading in English regularly will improve your vocabulary and make thinking in English much easier. Speaking to yourself in English is also a powerful technique. Throughout the day, try to narrate your actions in English. For example, when cooking, say, "Now I am cutting vegetables. The knife is sharp. I'm making a salad." This simple habit forces your brain to think in English and strengthens your speaking skills. If you don't know a word, describe it using words you already know. This will help you become more flexible with the language. Another great way to immerse yourself in English is by changing the language settings on your phone, computer, and apps. This small change forces you to interact with English every day. At first, it might be difficult, but over time, your brain will adapt. The more you see and use English, the more natural it will feel. Finally, try to surround yourself with people who speak English. If you have friends or classmates who speak English, practice with them. If not, join online communities, language exchange groups, or even speak with AI assistants in English. The key is to use English as much as possible in your daily life. The more you immerse yourself in the language, the faster you will start thinking in English naturally. Chapter 4. Train your brain with daily exercises. Training your brain to think in English requires daily practice. One effective exercise is the 5-minute thinking challenge. Set a timer for 5 minutes and try to think only in English. You can think about what you did today, what you will do tomorrow, or describe your surroundings. If you do this exercise every day, your brain will become more comfortable with English thoughts. Over time, you can increase the duration to 10 or 15 minutes. Writing is another great way to train your brain. Try to write a short journal entry in English every day. You can write about your feelings, your goals, or something interesting that happened. Writing helps organize your thoughts in English and improves your ability to express yourself. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just focus on expressing your ideas. The more you write, the more natural thinking in English will become. Another useful technique is speaking out loud. Choose a topic and talk about it for 1 or 2 minutes in English. You can talk about your favorite food, your hobbies, or your plans for the weekend. If you don't know a word, try to explain it using other words. This method forces your brain to think creatively in English. Using flashcards can also help you train your mind. Write English words on one side and their meanings or pictures on the other. Review them daily and try to use the words in sentences. This practice will help you remember vocabulary more easily and reinforce your ability to think in English. Lastly, visualization is a powerful tool. Close your eyes and imagine a situation, such as ordering food at a restaurant or traveling to a new city. Try to imagine the conversation in English. This mental exercise will prepare you for real-life situations and make thinking in English feel more natural. Chapter 5. Be patient and stay consistent. Learning to think in English is not something that happens overnight. It takes time, patience, and consistent practice. Many learners feel frustrated because they expect quick results, but language learning is a gradual process. The key is to keep practicing every day, even if progress feels slow. Small improvements add up over time, and eventually, you will notice that thinking in English becomes easier and more automatic. One of the most important things to remember is to not be afraid of making mistakes. Many learners hesitate to speak or think in English because they fear saying something wrong. However, mistakes are a natural part of learning. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new. Instead of focusing on perfection, focus on progress. The more you practice, the fewer mistakes you will make. Staying motivated is also crucial. Set small goals for yourself, such as thinking in English for 5 minutes a day or writing a short paragraph in English. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. Learning a new language is challenging, but every step you take brings you closer to fluency. It is also helpful to track your progress. Keep a journal where you write about your experiences learning English. Write down new words you learn, challenges you face, and improvements you notice. Looking back at your progress will help you stay motivated and see how much you have improved. Finally, make learning English fun. Find ways to enjoy the process, such as watching your favorite movies in English, playing word games, or talking with friends. The more you enjoy learning, the more motivated you will be to practice. Thinking in English is a skill that requires time and dedication, but with patience and consistency, you will achieve fluency. Chapter 6. Stop translating and start associating. One of the biggest obstacles to thinking in English is the habit of translating. Many learners translate every word from their native language before speaking, which slows them down and makes conversations difficult. To think in English, you need to break this habit and start associating words directly with their meanings. A great way to do this is by using images instead of translations. For example, if you learn the word apple, don't think of the word in your native language. Instead, picture an apple in your mind. This method helps your brain create direct connections between words and their meanings without relying on translation. Another technique is using simple definitions in English. If you don't know a word, try to describe it instead of translating it. For example, if you forget the word chair, you can say it's something you sit on. This practice strengthens your ability to think in English and helps you become more independent with the language. You can also train your brain by playing word associations. Choose a word and think of related words in English. For example, if you pick beach, you can think of words like sand, ocean, waves, and sun. This activity helps your mind stay in English and builds your vocabulary naturally. Finally, practice using English-only dictionaries. Instead of looking up translations, use an English dictionary. Find explaining. This method forces your brain to process information in English, helping you think more naturally in the language. Chapter 7. Think in simple sentences first. Many learners struggle with thinking in English because they try to form complex sentences in their minds. At the beginning, it's important to keep your thoughts simple. Instead of trying to think in long, complicated sentences, start with short and clear ideas. For example, if you see a dog, you can think that dog is big. If you're hungry, you can think, I want to eat something. These simple sentences will help your brain get used to forming thoughts in English without feeling overwhelmed. Once you feel comfortable with simple sentences, you can start expanding them. Instead of saying, that dog is big, you can say that big dog is running in the park. Gradually adding details will help you build more complex thoughts. Another helpful exercise is describing what you see around you. For example, if you're in a room, think, there is a table. The table is brown. It has a book on it. This practice helps your brain form sentences quickly and naturally. It's also useful to practice thinking about your daily plans in English. In the morning, say to yourself, after work, I'll buy groceries. This habit will help you get used to organizing your thoughts in English. Remember, thinking in English is like building muscle. You have to start small and keep practicing until it becomes natural. The more you train your brain with simple sentences, the easier it will be to form complex thoughts over time. Chapter 8. Use context to guess words. A common problem for English learners is getting stuck when they don't know a word. Instead of stopping and looking for a translation, train yourself to guess the meaning using context. This technique will help you think in English more smoothly and improve your comprehension skills. For example, if you read a sentence like, she grabbed her umbrella because it was raining, you might not know the word umbrella. However, you can guess its meaning because it is related to rain. This method allows you to keep thinking in English without relying on translation. Another strategy is paying attention to words that are similar to your native language. Many languages share similar vocabulary, especially in academic or technical fields. Words like information, hospital, and problem exist in many languages with similar meanings. Recognizing these words can help you understand new sentences more easily. You can also practice this skill by reading books or watching movies with subtitles in English. When you see an unfamiliar word, try to understand it from the situation before checking the dictionary. This exercise strengthens your ability to think in English and makes learning new vocabulary more natural. Finally, try to guess words when speaking. If you don't know how to say something, use the words you already know to describe it. For example, if you forget the word refrigerator, you can say, "It's a machine that keeps food cold." This practice helps you stay in English and improves your fluency. Chapter 9. Surround yourself with English speakers. The best way to train your brain to think in English is by surrounding yourself with people who speak English. When you're in an English-speaking environment, your brain has no choice but to process information in English. If you live in a country where English is not common, you can still create an English-speaking environment. Join online communities, language exchange programs, or social media groups where people communicate in English. Talking to real people in English will force your brain to think quickly and naturally. Another effective method is shadowing, which means repeating what native speakers say. Choose an English podcast or video and try to repeat the sentences immediately after hearing them. This practice helps your brain process English faster and improves your pronunciation. You can also find a language partner. There are many apps and websites that connect language learners with native speakers. Having regular conversations in English will help you get used to thinking in the language without translating. If you have the opportunity, travel to an English-speaking country. Being in a place where everyone speaks English will force you to use the language in real-life situations. Even if you don't travel, try to put yourself in situations where you need to speak English, such as attending language meetups or ordering food in English at a restaurant. The more you surround yourself with English speakers, the more natural it will become to think in English. The key is to stay consistent and practice as much as possible. Chapter 10. Keep practicing and never give up. Learning to think in English is a long journey, but if you stay dedicated, you will see progress. Many people give up because they feel it's too difficult, but the secret to success is persistence. One way to stay motivated is by setting clear goals. For example, challenge yourself to think in English for 10 minutes every day or to write a short journal entry in English every night. Setting small goals will help you stay focused and make learning more enjoyable. It's also important to track your progress. Keep a record of new words you learn, thoughts you successfully expressed in English, or moments when you understood English without translating. Looking back at your progress will remind you how far you've come and keep you motivated. Surround yourself with positive influences. Follow English-speaking content creators. Read inspiring stories about language learners and talk to people who encourage you. Having a positive mindset will make the learning process much easier. Finally, remember that mistakes are part of learning. Don't be afraid to make errors when speaking or thinking in English. Every mistake is an opportunity to improve. The more you practice, the better you will become. Thinking in English is a skill that requires time and effort, but if you stay consistent, you will achieve fluency. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and never give up. You're closer to thinking in English than you think. Chapter 11. Overcoming mental blocks. One of the biggest challenges in thinking in English is overcoming mental blocks. Many learners experience moments when they suddenly feel unable to form sentences or express their thoughts, even if they know the words. This happens because their brain is still relying on their native language to organize thoughts, making the transition to English more difficult. To overcome this, it's important to train your brain to react in English instead of freezing when you don't know a word or phrase. One way to do this is by practicing circumlocution, which means explaining something using different words. For example, if you forget the word fridge, instead of panicking, you can say it's the machine that keeps food cold. This forces your brain to stay in English without depending on translation. Another way to break mental blocks is to practice speaking aloud even when you're alone. Many people fear making mistakes, which leads them to hesitate before speaking. By talking to yourself in English, whether describing your actions, expressing your thoughts, or even reading aloud, you help your brain become more comfortable with forming sentences quickly and naturally. It's also helpful to practice speaking without worrying too much about grammar. While grammar is important, focusing too much on perfect sentences can slow down your thinking process. Instead, prioritize communication and fluency. The more you practice thinking and speaking freely, the faster your brain will adapt to English. Lastly, remember that mistakes are not failures. They are part of the learning process. Instead of being afraid of errors, embrace them as opportunities to improve. Every time you struggle to find a word or form a sentence, you're training your brain to think in English more efficiently. Chapter 12. Expanding your thought process in English. At the beginning of your English learning journey, you might only be able to form simple sentences in your mind. However, as you improve, it's important to expand your thought process by making your sentences more complex and detailed. This helps you develop a deeper understanding of English and improves your ability to express yourself fluently. One way to do this is by adding details to your thoughts. Instead of thinking the weather is nice, you can expand it to the weather is nice today because the sun is shining and there's a cool breeze. By gradually adding more information, you train your brain to structure longer thoughts in English. Another strategy is to practice connecting ideas. In conversations, native speakers don't just say one sentence at a time. They link their ideas together smoothly. To do this, practice using words like because, so, however, and although. For example, instead of saying, I like coffee, it tastes good, you can say, I like coffee because it has a rich flavor and it gives me energy in the morning. You can also challenge yourself by thinking about abstract concepts in English. Instead of just describing what you see, try to express your opinions or emotions. For example, instead of just saying, I am happy today, think, I feel happy today because I had a great conversation with a friend and I accomplished an important task. This forces your brain to work with more complex ideas. Expanding your thought process in English takes practice, but the more you push yourself to think in full, detailed sentences, the easier it will become. Over time, you will find that your ability to express yourself naturally in English improves significantly. Chapter 13, Developing an English Mindset. Thinking in English is not just about knowing words and grammar. It's also about adopting an English-speaking mindset. This means training yourself to approach problems, conversations, and learning experiences the way a native English speaker would. When you immerse yourself in the culture and thought patterns of a language, your ability to think in English improves dramatically. One way to develop this mindset is by observing how native speakers express themselves. Watch interviews, listen to podcasts, and pay attention to how people structure their thoughts. Notice how they describe situations, how they use idioms, and how they react in conversations. The more you expose yourself to natural English, the more your brain will absorb these patterns. Another important aspect is understanding cultural context. English speakers often communicate differently than speakers of other languages. For example, in English, indirect expressions are commonly used to sound polite. Instead of saying, "Give me water," a native speaker would say, "Could I have a glass of water, please?" Being aware of these cultural differences helps you think more naturally in English. You can also practice putting yourself in an English-speaking mindset by imagining everyday scenarios. Think about how you would order food at a restaurant, how you would introduce yourself in a job interview, or how you would respond to a casual conversation. Running these mental simulations in English will help you become more confident when you face real situations. Lastly, adopt the mindset of a lifelong learner. Thinking in English is not something you achieve overnight. It's a continuous process of improvement. Stay curious, keep practicing, and don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. The more you embrace the English-speaking mindset, the more natural your thinking process will become. Chapter 14, Using Writing to Strengthen Your Thoughts. While speaking and listening are essential for thinking in English, writing is another powerful tool that can help you train your brain. Writing forces you to slow down and organize your thoughts, making it an excellent way to practice thinking in English clearly and effectively. A great exercise is journaling in English. Every day, write a few sentences about your thoughts, your plans, or what happened during the day. The goal is not to be perfect, but to practice expressing yourself in English without translating. Over time, you will notice that your ability to think in English improves as you become more comfortable with forming sentences. Another effective writing activity is storytelling. Choose a simple topic and write a short story in English. For example, write about a trip you took, an interesting experience, or even an imaginary adventure. This helps your brain get used to describing situations in English and using different types of vocabulary. Writing dialogues is also a great way to simulate real conversations. Imagine a conversation between two people and write it down as naturally as possible. This exercise helps you think about common phrases, sentence structures, and ways to express different emotions in English. Additionally, try summarizing what you read or watch in English. After reading an article or watching a video, write a short summary in your own words. This forces your brain to process the information in English and strengthens your ability to express ideas clearly. By incorporating writing into your practice, you give your brain more opportunities to think in English. Over time, you'll find that forming thoughts in English becomes much easier and more natural. Chapter 15. Making English a permanent part of your life. The final step in thinking in English is making it a permanent part of your daily life. The more you integrate English into your routine, the more automatic your thought process will become. This means surrounding yourself with English in every possible way. Start by adjusting your daily habits. Change your phone and computer settings to English. Follow English-speaking influencers and consume as much English content as possible. The more exposure you have, the more your brain will adapt to thinking in English. Engage in English conversations regularly, whether it's with friends, language partners, or online communities. Speaking English daily helps reinforce your ability to think in the language. If you don't have access to English speakers, practice speaking to yourself or recording your voice to track your progress. Another way to make English a permanent part of your life is to start thinking in English about everything. When making decisions, ask yourself in English, what should I do next? When planning your day, think, I need to go shopping, then I will cook dinner. These small changes make a big difference over time. Lastly, stay committed to the process. Thinking in English is a skill that requires patience and practice, but the more you immerse yourself, the faster you will improve. Keep challenging yourself, stay motivated, and enjoy the journey. Soon, thinking in English will feel as natural as thinking in your native language. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to learn English with a special technique called shadowing. Shadowing is a method where you listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say as quickly and accurately as possible. It helps improve pronunciation, listening skills, and fluency. Many language learners use this technique to sound more natural when speaking English. Today, I will guide you step by step on how to practice shadowing effectively. Chapter 1: Understanding Shadowing. Shadowing is a powerful technique that helps learners improve their speaking skills. When you practice shadowing, you listen to English audio and try to repeat it immediately. This requires focus and quick thinking. The goal is to mimic the native speaker's pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. By doing this consistently, you train your brain to process English faster. Many language learners have used this method to become fluent in English. One important rule of shadowing is to avoid stopping the audio. Instead, try to follow along without pausing. At first, it may feel difficult, but with practice, it gets easier. Start with slow audio and gradually move to faster speech. Another key tip is to use subtitles at the beginning. Reading and listening at the same time will help you understand the words better. As you improve, try shadowing without subtitles. Another benefit of shadowing is that it improves your accent. By imitating native speakers, you learn how to pronounce words correctly. You also develop a natural rhythm when speaking. Many learners struggle with pronunciation, but shadowing makes it easier. The more you practice, the more confident you will feel when speaking English. This method works for any language, but today we will focus on English. To practice shadowing effectively, choose audio that matches your level. Beginners should start with simple sentences, while advanced learners can use podcasts or audiobooks. You can also use videos with clear pronunciation. Make sure to listen carefully and repeat exactly what you hear. The goal is to match the speaker's voice as closely as possible. With time, you will notice a big improvement in your speaking skills. Now that you understand what shadowing is, it's time to start practicing. In the next chapter, we will begin with some simple exercises. These exercises will help you get comfortable with shadowing and build your confidence. Remember, the key is consistency. Practice every day, and soon you will see great results in your English speaking skills. Let's get started. Chapter 2: First Steps in Shadowing. To begin practicing shadowing, start with simple sentences. Choose a short audio clip with clear pronunciation. Listen carefully and repeat right after the speaker. At first, you may struggle to keep up, but don't worry. Focus on listening closely and imitating the sounds. If necessary, slow down the audio until you feel comfortable. The more you practice, the easier it will become. A good way to start is by using videos with subtitles. Read along while listening and try to match the speaker's rhythm. Once you feel confident, remove the subtitles and shadow without reading. This will train your brain to process spoken English faster. Remember, The key is to repeat exactly what you hear, including the tone and emphasis. Shadowing also helps improve your listening comprehension, since you must pay close attention to every word. Your ears will become more sensitive to English sounds. This means you will understand English more easily over time. Many learners who practice shadowing regularly notice that their listening skills improve dramatically. Another helpful tip is to practice with different types of audio. Start with slow speech, then challenge yourself with faster conversations. News broadcasts, podcasts, and interviews are great for shadowing practice. By exposing yourself to various accents and speaking styles, you will become more adaptable in real conversations. Now that you know how to start, try shadowing for just 5 minutes a day. Gradually increase your practice time as you get better. Remember, consistency is the key to success. In the next chapter, we will discuss common mistakes and how to avoid them. Chapter 3. Common mistakes in shadowing. One of the biggest mistakes learners make is trying to be perfect from the beginning. When shadowing, you may not catch every word, and that's okay. The goal is to keep going without stopping. If you get stuck, just move on to the next word. Over time, your brain will learn to process English more naturally. Another common mistake is focusing too much on individual words instead of the overall rhythm. Native speakers have a natural flow when speaking. If you only repeat word by word, your speech will sound unnatural. Instead, try to imitate the entire sentence's melody and tone. This will make your speech sound more fluent. Many learners also struggle with pronunciation. If you find certain sounds difficult, take time to practice them separately. You can slow down the audio and repeat tricky words multiple times. Eventually, your mouth will get used to forming the sounds correctly. Some people give up too quickly because shadowing feels hard at first. It's important to be patient and trust the process. Shadowing is a skill that improves with time. Even if you don't see progress immediately, keep practicing. Your pronunciation, fluency, and confidence will grow gradually. To make shadowing more enjoyable, choose content that interests you. If you like movies, use movie dialogues. If you enjoy music, try shadowing song lyrics. The more you enjoy the process, the more motivated you will be. In the next chapter, we will explore advanced shadowing techniques to take your skills to the next level. Chapter 4. Advanced shadowing techniques. Once you feel comfortable with basic shadowing, it's time to challenge yourself. One advanced technique is delayed shadowing. Instead of repeating immediately, wait for a short pause before speaking. This forces your brain to process and recall information quickly. It is a great way to improve your memory and fluency. Another powerful method is whispering shadowing. In this technique, you shadow in a very soft voice, almost whispering. This helps train your pronunciation without straining your vocal cords. It also allows you to practice for longer periods without getting tired. You can also try shadowing different accents. Listen to British, American, Australian, and other English accents. Mimic their pronunciation and intonation. This will help you understand a wider range of speakers and improve your listening skills. Another way to improve is by recording yourself while shadowing. Play back your recordings and compare them to the original audio. Identify areas where you need improvement and adjust accordingly. Self-analysis is a powerful tool for progress. Finally, practice shadowing in real-life situations. Try while watching TV, listening to podcasts, or even during conversations. The more you use shadowing in daily life, the faster your speaking skills will improve. In the final chapter, we will discuss how to make shadowing a daily habit. Chapter 5, Making Shadowing a Habit. To truly benefit from daily routine, even today can bring significant improvement over time. Set a specific time each day for practice, such as in the morning or before bed. Consistency is the key to success. Find creativity to include shadowing in your daily life. Listen to English audio while commuting, exercising, or doing household chores. The more you immerse yourself in English, the more natural it will feel. Shadowing should be fun and convenient, not a burden. Another great strategy is to track your progress. Keep a journal where you write about your daily practice. Note which audios you used, what difficulties you faced, and what improvements you noticed. Seeing your progress will keep you motivated. If you ever feel frustrated, remind yourself why you started. Shadowing is one of the best ways to improve fluency and confidence. It may feel challenging at times, but every minute of practice brings you closer to your goal of speaking English naturally. Thank you for watching this video and practicing with me. Keep using the shadowing technique every day, and you will see amazing results. See you in the next lesson. Chapter 6, Building Confidence with Shadowing. Confidence is one of the biggest challenges language learners face. Many people hesitate to speak because they fear making mistakes. Shadowing is an excellent way to build confidence because it allows you to practice without pressure. When you repeat native speakers, you gradually develop a sense of comfort with the language. Over time, your brain and mouth get used to producing English sounds naturally, making speaking feel easier. One way to boost confidence is by starting with slow, clear audio. Choose speakers with good pronunciation and try to mimic them exactly. As you improve, gradually increase the speed. It's normal to struggle at first, but the key is to keep going. The more you shadow, the more natural speaking will become. Eventually, you will feel more comfortable expressing yourself in English without hesitation. Another important factor is celebrating small achievements. Many learners focus too much on their mistakes and forget to recognize their progress. If you can shadow a short clip without stopping, that is a big accomplishment. If you notice that you are pronouncing words more clearly, that is progress. Keep track of your improvements and remind yourself that every small step brings you closer to fluency. Confidence also comes from consistency. If you practice shadowing every day, even for a few minutes, you will develop a habit. The more you immerse yourself in English, the more natural it will feel. Many successful language learners say that daily practice is the key to fluency. Don't worry about being perfect. Just focus on improving a little each day. In the next chapter, we will discuss how shadowing can help you sound more like a native speaker. By focusing on intonation and rhythm, you can make your English sound smoother and more natural. Chapter 7. Mastering intonation and rhythm. Intonation and rhythm are crucial for sounding like a native speaker. Many learners focus only on pronunciation, but forget about the way sentences flow. Shadowing is a great tool for improving both aspects. When you listen to a native speaker, pay attention to how their voice rises and falls. Try to copy not just the words, but also the melody of their speech. English has a natural rhythm, with some words being stressed more than others. Native speakers don't pronounce each word separately. They connect sounds smoothly. When shadowing, focus on how words blend together. For example, in the phrase, "What are you doing?" a native speaker might say, "What are you doing?" Mimicking these natural patterns will make your English sound more fluid. Another key aspect is sentence stress. In English, important words are emphasized while less important words are spoken more quickly. For example, in the sentence, "I really want to learn English," the words "really," "want," and "learn" are pronounced more strongly, while the others are softer. When shadowing, try to match the speaker's stress patterns to make your speech sound more natural. A great way to practice is by using short audio clips and repeating them multiple times. Each time, focus on a different aspect: pronunciation, rhythm, intonation, and connected speech. This layered approach helps you refine your speaking skills step by step. Now that you understand the importance of rhythm and intonation, let's move on to the next chapter, where we will explore how to use shadowing for real-life conversations. Chapter 8. Using shadowing in conversations. Shadowing is not just for practice. It also prepares you for real conversations. Many learners struggle to speak fluently because they are not used to thinking in English. Shadowing helps bridge this gap by training your brain to process and produce English quickly. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to respond naturally in conversations. One way to use shadowing for conversation practice is by mimicking common phrases and expressions. Many everyday interactions follow predictable patterns. For example, greetings, ordering food, or asking for directions all involve familiar phrases. By shadowing real-life dialogues, you can train yourself to use these expressions automatically. Another technique is role-playing. Choose an audio clip of a conversation and shadow one of the speakers. Imagine that you are participating in the conversation rather than just repeating words. This will help you develop a natural flow when speaking. The more you practice, the more confident you will feel in real-life situations. Shadowing also helps with listening skills, which are essential for conversations. When speaking with native speakers, it's important to understand their speech quickly. Since shadowing trains your ears to pick up sounds and patterns, improves your ability to comprehend spoken English in real time. In the next chapter, we will discuss how to personalize your shadowing practice. By choosing content that interests you, you can make learning more enjoyable and effective. Chapter 9. Customizing your shadowing practice. One of the best ways to stay motivated with shadowing is by choosing content that interests you. If you enjoy movies, shadow movie dialogues. If you like music, try shadowing song lyrics. The more engaged you are with the material, the more enjoyable and effective your practice will be. It's also helpful to select content that matches your level. Beginners should start with slow, clear speech, such as language learning podcasts. Intermediate learners can try audiobooks or news broadcasts. Advanced learners can challenge themselves with fast conversations, TV shows, or stand-up comedy. By adjusting the difficulty level, you ensure steady progress without feeling overwhelmed. Another way to personalize your practice is by focusing on specific areas you want to improve. If pronunciation is your weakness, choose audios with clear articulation. If you struggle with connected speech, practice with casual conversations. Identifying your weaknesses and tailoring your shadowing sessions accordingly will help you improve faster. Recording yourself while shadowing is also a great strategy. When you listen to your recordings, you can compare them with the original and identify areas for improvement. This self-evaluation process is a powerful way to track progress and refine your skills. Now that you know how to customize your shadowing practice, let's move on to the final chapter, where we will discuss long-term strategies for continuous improvement. Chapter 10. Long-term success with shadowing. Shadowing is not just a short-term exercise. It's a long-term strategy for mastering English. To get the best results, it's important to make it a lifelong habit. Consistency is more important than practicing for a few minutes every day is more effective than doing long sessions once a week. One great way to stay committed is by setting goals. For example, you can aim to shadow a certain number of minutes per day or complete a specific number of audio clips each week. Having clear objectives will keep you motivated and focused. It's also helpful to vary your materials regularly. If you always practice with the same type of content, you may become too comfortable. Challenge yourself with new accents, different speaking speeds, and diverse topics. This will help you adapt to various speaking styles and improve your overall fluency. Additionally, try combining shadowing with other learning methods. Reading, writing, and speaking with real people will reinforce what you learn. Shadowing is an amazing tool, but using it alongside other techniques will give you the best results. Most importantly, enjoy the process. Learning a language should be fun and rewarding. Celebrate your progress, stay patient, and remember that every bit of practice brings you closer to fluency. Keep going, and soon you will see incredible improvements in your English speaking skills. Chapter 11. The Science Behind Shadowing. Many people wonder why shadowing is so effective for language learning. The answer lies in the way our brain processes language. When we hear a new language, our brain works to recognize sounds, patterns, and structures. However, passive listening is not enough to develop fluency. Shadowing forces you to actively engage with the language, making your brain process it faster and more efficiently. One of the reasons shadowing works so well is because it builds muscle memory. When you repeat words and phrases out loud, your mouth gets used to the movements required to produce English sounds. This is similar to how athletes train their muscles through repeated practice. The more you repeat certain sounds and sentence structures, the easier it becomes to say them naturally. Additionally, shadowing improves your auditory perception. Learners struggle with understanding spoken English because they are not used to its natural speed and rhythm. When you shadow native speakers, you train your ears to recognize words in context. Over time, your listening comprehension is, and you can process spoken English more quickly. Another scientific reason shadowing is effective is because it mimics the way children learn languages. Babies learn to speak by listening and imitating before they understand grammar rules. Shadowing allows you to develop a natural sense of English, overanalyzing the language. Instead of translating in your head, you start thinking directly in English. Understanding the science behind it, you appreciate its value and stay motivated. In the next chapter, we will explore how shadowing can help you improve your accent and sound more like a native speaker. Chapter 12, Improving Your Accent with Shadowing. Many language learners dream of speaking English with a perfect, while achieving a native-like accent takes time. Shadowing can significantly improve your pronunciation and reduce your native language influence. By carefully mimicking native speakers, you train your mouth and vocal to produce English accurately. One common problem learners face is pronouncings that do not exist in their native language. For example, Spanish speakers often struggle with the difference between B and V, while Japanese speakers may find it difficult to distinguish R and L. Shadowing helps you overcome these challenges by forcing you to produce unfamiliar sounds repeatedly. Another aspect of improving your accent is mastering connected speech. In natural English, words blend together rather than being pronounced separately. For example, instead of saying, "What do you want?" with clear pauses, native speakers say, "What I want." By shadowing real conversations, you learn to connect words smoothly and sound more natural. Stress and intonation also play a crucial role in accent improvement. English speakers emphasize certain words to convey meaning and emotion. For instance, in the sentence, "I didn't say she stole my money," changing the stressed word changes the meaning. Shadowing helps you internalize these patterns, making your speech more expressive and engaging. To improve your accent effectively, choose recordings with clear pronunciation and record multiple times. Pay close to the speaker's mouth movements, rhythm, and tone. With consistent practice, You will notice significant improvements in your accent and overall speaking ability. In the next chapter, we will discuss how shadowing can help you develop faster thinking in English. Chapter 13. Thinking in English through shadowing. One of the biggest obstacles to fluency is thinking in your native language while trying to speak English. Many learners mentally translate sentences before speaking, which slows them down and makes their speech sound unnatural. Shadowing helps eliminate this habit by training your brain to process English directly. When you shadow a native speaker, you are exposed to the natural flow of English without the interference of your native language. Over time, your brain starts recognizing words and structures instinctively, just like in your first language. This is why children who grow up in bilingual environments can switch between languages effortlessly. They think directly in both languages without translating. A great way to accelerate this process is by shadowing materials that use everyday English. Instead of focusing only on formal grammar lessons, practice with dialogues, interviews, and casual conversations. These types of content expose you to common expressions and sentence structures, making it easier to think in English naturally. Another effective technique is to narrate your daily activities in English using shadowing principles. For example, if you are cooking, describe what you are doing. I am chopping the onions. Now I'm adding the spices. This simple practice helps reinforce direct thinking in English and reduces the habit of translating. Shadowing not only improves speaking fluency, but also trains your brain to react faster in conversations. In the next chapter, we will discuss how shadowing can enhance your ability to understand different English accents and dialects. Chapter 14. Understanding different accents with shadowing. English is spoken in many countries around the world, each with its own accent and dialect. Learners often struggle to understand native speakers because they're only exposed to one type of English, such as American or British English. Shadowing different accents can help you develop a well-rounded listening and make you more adaptable in real-life situations. One way to improve your understanding of accents is by listening to a variety of speakers. Try shadowing British, Australian, and American accents to familiarize yourself with their differences. Pay attention to how vowels and consonants are pronounced in each accent. For example, in American English, water is pronounced water, while in British English, it sounds like wota. Another challenge is understanding regional dialects and slang. English speakers from different parts of the world use unique words and expressions. For example, an American might say apartment, while a British person says flat. Shadowing authentic conversations can help you recognize these variations and expand your vocabulary. It's also important to expose yourself to different speaking speeds. Some accents, like Australian English, spoken faster than others. If you can shadow fast-paced conversations, your brain will adapt to processing English quickly, making real-life conversations easier. By practicing shadowing with various accents, you will become a more confident and versatile English speaker. In the final chapter, we will discuss how to create a long-term shadowing routine for continuous improvement. Chapter 15, Creating a Long-Term Shadowing Routine. To fully benefit from shadowing, you need to make it a regular part of your English learning routine. Many learners start with enthusiasm, but lose motivation over time. The key to long-term success is developing a